Today on CityCast Nashville, we're mourning the death of the late, great Dolly Parton and celebrating the 80 years the East Tennessee native glimmered in our state and far beyond. I'm joined by creative producer Marie Cecile Anderson and executive producer Whitney Pastorek to talk about all she did with her voice, both musically and civically. It's Wednesday, August 26th. I'm Rachel Iacovone, and this is what Nashville's talking about. Dolly Parton left us yesterday, passing away in Nashville of unspecified causes. Her death was announced on her social media platforms in a video from her nephew, Brian Seaver, who ended his remarks by saying, "Rest in peace, Aunt Dolly, Aunt, Granny, Gigi. May God bless Dolly Parton, and may God bless you all. She will always love you." In lieu of flowers, the family is asking that people donate to Dolly's Imagination Library. Marie, being our token Dolly Parton reporter on our team, when was the first time you got to meet Dolly?
Okay, first off, I just have to say I'm going to be the crier on the podcast today, so I'm just going to let the tears flow, if that's all right, Nashville.
That is all right.
Thank you. I'm just going to feel my emotions, but I have to thank CityCast Nashville because I got to be in the same room as Dolly. I didn't get to go up and shake her hand, which I was trying to, but I believe it was last year she was there at the Country Music Hall of Fame to announce the opening of her exhibit, Journey of a Seeker. And she came out on stage and the audience just erupted. I couldn't believe my eyes. I've obviously been a Dolly fan since birth, and to see her in person was unbelievable. And I thought we were going to get a performance out of her, but then she called out Alison Krauss to perform. And, you know, there's just that aura. There was an aura around her. And I'm very grateful to CityCast Nashville for allowing me to be in the same room as Dolly Parton.
I remember when you came back from that, Marie, and you also had an aura about you.
And to be in the same room with so many people that loved her too. There was family, there were friends of hers, there were people who had worked on the exhibit in the room as well, people who have just really spent a lot of time dedicated to bringing her story to the museum. And so that was just really special to witness.
We also sent you to her truck stop, but we're going to get into that in a minute.
Yeah, Whitney, I imagine for someone who used to work in the country music industry, this is a little like asking you to choose a favorite child. But what's your favorite Dolly song?
I'm going to go with Eagle When She Flies, which I loved it when it was released back in 1991 when I was in high school and driving around in my little pickup truck and crying. But that song got fresh life for me back in 2019 when Dolly performed it at the Newport Folk Festival with the Highwomen. It was a surprise performance. The Highwomen was that supergroup, right, with Amanda Shires, Brandi Carlile. Maren Morris, also one of the Highwomen, just reposted a rehearsal video on Instagram that she shot behind the scenes there at Newport. And it's just the group and Dolly quietly rehearsing the harmonies. Maren is kind of standing behind Dolly, and Dolly reaches back and grabs her by the arm and brings her into the circle. And you can see Brandi Carlile there. And then behind the whole group, you can see Jason Isbell just listening. And I mean, I wrote this in this morning's newsletter, but I think her musical legacy is in really good hands here in Nashville because of moments like that. But the song just was made so indelible to me watching that and watching the way that she was nurturing these people who looked up to her so and admired her so much.
Marie, I'm sorry to turn to you, who's getting emotional here. Can you share with us what your favorite Dolly song was?
Oh, girl, it changes every single day, you know, but I think today has to be Light of a Clear Blue Morning. And I want to read something. This is very personal, but this is what I went to when I found out that Dolly had passed. A friend of mine sent me a card when my dad passed, and my friend is a huge Dolly Parton fan who has actually got to meet Dolly Parton several times. So when my dad passed and she sent me what I'm about to read you, I found comfort in it. So My friend sent me this card. It said, I can see the light of a clear blue morning. Everything's going to be all right. It's going to be okay. Sending you all my love and every ray of sunshine in the sky. So I think that everybody could take heed to Dolly Parton's lyrics right now, and that there will be light of a clear blue morning.
She's always brought light to so many people. I mean, I also just think about all she's done in many ways, even just indirectly for the queer community here in Nashville and in Tennessee. And the fact that she stood as an icon and someone who would never turn her back on anyone, that she is like the personal epitome of love is love. And I know a lot of my queer friends are looking for a light right now too. So those words bring me a lot of comfort on a lot of different levels.
Marie, you've been in Nashville longer than any of us, I think. I just wanted to ask if there is like a local performance of hers that comes to mind for you whenever she's brought up.
I love that question. I wish I could just pinpoint one. But what I find just so amazing is the fact that she's performed all over this town. Like any stage, pretty much you can guarantee Dolly has been on, at least like the legendary places. And you know, several years ago, I did get to perform at the Ryman, and my dressing room was the one upstairs, and it was like the women's dressing room. So they had all these pictures of Dolly and June Carter Cash and Loretta Lynn, and I was really, really nervous. I had never performed at the Ryman, but I remember like looking at a picture of Dolly and just the joy that she was exuding in the photograph, and just how that's how she always presented herself. And I actually, this is silly, but I just tried to channel that in my performance at the Ryman, and just that joy of and thankfulness of being on that stage. So it was still terrifying, but that's what I remember.
Marie, you're really winning the Dolly Superfan award here.
I know.
But it's
Dolly
so
shirt
true.
On right now.
I mean, I've known since the day I met you how much she meant to you. I think it came up within the first 5 minutes. And you actually also had the honor of seeing her at her last public appearance recently. I referenced it earlier. Dolly's travel stop. Tell us all about it.
Well, again, thank you, Whitney, for sending me out there to report in person. But yes,
your job is hard.
It's so hard. I had to drive an hour out of town to Cornersville, where they opened this Tennessean travel stop. And, you know, as we were driving out there, I got word that Dolly Parton herself was going to be there. And so my mom was actually driving, who's almost 80 as well. And I was like, step on the gas, Mom. We can't miss Dolly. And it was so hot out there, but people were gathering. And when she was finally announced, I mean, she had jokes again. She made fun of, you know, the Beavers can't have it all sort of thing, you know, leave it up to
We can't
Buc-ee's.
leave it to the Beavers.
We can't leave it to the Beavers is what she said. Always, you know, having jokes.
She was so far ahead of the public sentiment against Buc-ee's, she didn't even know it.
She did not even know it.
That litigious beaver.
But she, you know, I think the thing, like seeing Dolly twice now in person, is that as much of an imprint as this woman has had on the world, she's teeny tiny. She's just so small, and, you know, these gigantic high heels and such a cool outfit and her hair and makeup all done. But that's what I love about her. I will say loved about her is that, you know, she exudes this feminine energy, and also such a business type person as well. There were all these guys in suits. Like there was one, I can't remember his name, but one of the owners also of the truck stop who, you know, applauded her for joining them and for the truck stops and stuff. But like, it's like she's the one in charge. Yeah, like he could have said like, this was my idea to have this truck stop, but that woman it was her idea. She's a very smart business person. It was a really special day, and I'm glad that I was there.
Quick question, Nashville. Is your home ready for back to school? Because it's not just the kids gearing up for a new routine, your house is too. More showers before the bus comes, more devices charging overnight, more germs coming through the front door, more laundry piling up by the week. Hoffman Brothers has a special for every one of those. Save $200 on a tankless water heater installation for endless hot water on busy mornings. Save $150 on an air scrubber to help tackle those back-to-school germs. Save $100 on a whole home surge protector to keep all those devices safe. And save $150 on a washer and dryer purchase to help keep up with the laundry. Get your home back to school ready. Book online at hoffmanbros.com. Hoffman Brothers has Nashville covered. You've heard us talk about Musicians Corner here before because it's one of our favorite things in Nashville. Have you been yet? First off, it's a 17-year-old multi-genre concert series in Centennial Park that's absolutely free. Plus, it's pet-friendly, has a kids' activities area, and you can pull out a blanket, grab a bite, and hear some of the finest musicians from Nashville and beyond. This week, Musicians Corner kicks off the 5-week series on Friday nights through September 25th with live music, food trucks, artists and vendors, craft beer, wine, cocktails, and more. Plus, don't miss the special Free Fest Labor Day weekend 3-day celebration. Headliners include Arlo Parks, Raylan Baxter, Nikki Lane, Augustana, Bird Talker, and dozens more. It's produced by the nonprofit Centennial Park Conservancy and supported by CityCast Nashville. Visit musicianscorner.com for the full lineup. What makes the death of this musical artist hit particularly hard for folks, especially Tennesseans, is everything else she did far from the mic. While deftly navigating a non-offensive, apolitical public persona throughout her career, Dolly was using her star power to advocate for those with less means, like she grew up in.
I just love the fact that she didn't abandon her hometown. You know, she actually just completely doubled down on it and transformed it. And, you know, it was one of the poorest parts of Appalachia where she's from. And she championed literacy and education above all else, and then gave the community Dollywood, which, as we all know, is just such a great tourist attraction to provide jobs and stability for the community.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a second. Dollywood could be seen maybe coming from like any other artist as a capitalist endeavor, but it's definitely been embraced as like an investment in the community and a way for fans to get to know her Appalachian roots she never shied away from. There's even a little house within the theme park that was made to the exact likeness of Dolly's 400 square foot mountain home where she grew up with her parents and 11 siblings. Do y'all have any Dollywood memories to share?
Oh, do I? I actually went for my 40th birthday, and it was so fun because I had been living in New York City, and so all my New Yorker friends came down to Dollywood, and they had never been to this part of Tennessee before. And just the joy of showing them Dollywood and, you know, being in those mountains and being in that area where she's from. They surprised me with the Dolly Parton cake. We had Dolly Parton shirts, and, you know, actually it said Marie Wood, to be honest with you. But my favorite time, I'm telling you folks, my favorite time to go to Dollywood, and I will be going this year, is Christmas. Christmas time at Dollywood. Whatever religion or whatever you are looking for these days, I think personally, going to Dollywood for Christmas, you just feel this connection to the spirit, the human race, to your neighbors, your loved ones. Like, it just really is magical. It's a magical time to go.
I got to go with you.
Yeah, come on, please.
I've never been.
What?
I'm surprised by that.
What? I know. I'm sorry. But I was on site. I mean, speaking of all she's done for Appalachia and Sevier County specifically, I was on site in 2016 when she hosted the Smoky Mountains Rise telethon to raise money for the horrible wildfires in Gatlinburg that year. And I just, a lot like you, Marie, I just remember how small she was in this big TV studio, but how quietly she conducted this entire room of country music superstars. Like you were saying, it's just this power. It's a force. And these folks had come in, I mean, huge names. I was managing an artist at the time, not one of the huge names, but huge names showed up to volunteer to perform on the telethon, to answer phones. And every single person approached her with reverence. And they just hung on her every word. She ended up raising $9 million that night. Whoa. And it was one of the coolest experiences of my life to just be in the room for even an hour.
Rachel, I'm curious, have you been to Dollywood?
I have not been to Dollywood, and I've always heard
team trip.
I've always heard a rumor, and we'll see if that happens now that she's passed, but that she gave, apparently at some point, journalists 2 free tickets to Dollywood every year.
Ah.
Team trip.
Team trip.
I'm happy to pay, though.
I would love to pay. I know it would go to many good causes, honestly.
And Marie, obviously, we have to talk about the Imagination Library. Margaret Kingsbury, our beloved newsletter editor, is out today. But, you know, the whole staff nationwide of CityCast has been sharing their favorite memories about Dolly Parton on our company's Slack. And Margaret rang in from her day off to say that her daughter, Marion, used to say Grandma Dolly when they received her Imagination Library books in the mail. Marie, tell us about that program and how it still continues to change lives today.
Well, for folks living under a rock who do not know about this, back in the 90s, Dolly launched the Imagination Library, which gives free books to children regardless of family income. It started just in Sevier County to make literacy more accessible, but it quickly expanded to a now international program. In its first 8 years, the organization says it distributed over 1 million books. And you can support it through direct donations or, here in Tennessee, getting the special license plate with Dolly and the blue fog of the Smoky Mountains behind her.
Oh, I know it well, Marie. I'm a proud owner of the license plate. And honestly, what convinced me to get it, besides like, oh, what a nice thought about the Imagination Library, was volunteering as a reading tutor with Metro schools and seeing the direct impact on some of the kids I worked with. A lot of them, English was not their first language, so they were playing catch up with their peers. And whoever at MMPS is telling families about this resource, thank you, because the younger siblings at home were receiving these books, and then it was helping the whole family, including these older siblings.
You know, I hope people remember that she helped fund COVID research by donating $1 million to Vanderbilt University Medical Center during the pandemic.
Mm-hmm. And do you remember who gave her that vaccine shot in the video she posted promoting that?
One of the Vanderbilt doctors?
Yes, but not just any doctor. It was her longtime friend, Dr. Najee Abumrad, who helped treat her after her car accident, if you guys remember that, in 2013. And they bonded over both being from small mountain towns, despite him being from the country of Lebanon. You might recognize his last name, actually, if you're a public radio listener, because his son, Jad Abumrad, was a longtime Radiolab host, and he eventually ended up hosting this podcast project. He did all about Dolly's life. I highly recommend it. It's called Dolly Parton's America. Maybe it's a little too soon to give it a listen, because I definitely want to re-listen, but I will be crying right now if I do.
Right. And it wasn't just that she donated that $1 million to Vandy. She was crucial in the funding of the Moderna vaccine. And we actually got a response from a CityCast Nashville newsletter subscriber yesterday that's kind of relevant to what we're talking about. Brooke T. wrote in and said, "My daughter was almost 3 when the pandemic hit. She first knew Dolly as an angel who funded the vaccine that saved millions of lives and safeguarded hers. We arrived in Nashville when she was 4, just 1 month before her brother was born. Representatives of Dolly's came to the hospital room where my son was born to register the kids for her Imagination Library, and they each got the gift of 1 book every month until they turned 5. My son just received his last book and a special happy birthday and happy graduation video from Dolly. We all know her and love her for different things, wonderful things. She moved us all. What an incredible person and incredible life. The very definition of leaving the campsite better than you found it." Thank you so much for those words, Brooke. We're crying again.
I'm trying to be the one that doesn't break, but
you're the host.
I'm getting close.
Stay solid. Stay strong.
I know.
All right. Since Nashville loves to claim Dolly too, are there any local recs right here in town of places that we can go to honor her?
Well, I heard that fans are already showing up at the Country Music Hall of Fame at her plaque and like leaving her letters, some saying that they're going to return with flowers later. Also, if you haven't been to the Journey of a Seeker exhibit, now would be a wonderful time to just pay homage to Miss Dolly Parton.
I would assume that there are definitely flowers and memorials appearing outside the Dolly mural outside the 5 spot too, which was just recently refreshed.
Yes.
And so if you're in East Nashville, that might be a good place to walk down to and just pay a little tribute. But there are other places too. Marie, you've got a great list rocking here. Will you share some more?
Yes. Well, also a part of the Country Music Hall of Fame is you can tour the RCA Studio B where Dolly recorded. That would be a great place to kind of feel her spirit. Apparently Tootsie's was one of the very first places she performed in Nashville. So that could be a fun place to go have a drink this week. I'm curious about her, hidden compound on 12th Avenue South. I'm sure some flowers and things will be set up.
I'm sure there will be flowers there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I will say, I might avoid the Graduate Hotel and White Limousine this week. It is very Dolly-esque. I love that place. Don't get me wrong. But I do not want to spend time with tourists right now. I just want to be with my locals who love and celebrate Dolly.
And we will definitely keep our eyes out for any local memorials, celebrations. The family has said that they will just be having a small one, just for family. But I would be shocked if there won't be just a string of performances probably to honor her, various, venues around the city having events. And we'll keep an eye on all of those and have them in our CityCast Nashville newsletter or on our social media as we see them appear.
Well, the shadow that Dolly is casting is long, but there is still more to come. Marie, you also have been collecting some other things coming up.
Well, yes. So folks in New York City are actually very lucky because starting next month, her Broadway show, Dolly, which debuted here in Nashville at the Fisher Center that I saw, it's actually coming to Broadway next month. And I would encourage people to go see that. It's the story of Dolly. It's her life story. So that would be really fun. It's
going to be the hottest ticket in town now.
It really will be.
And 9 to 5, the movie, not the Broadway production, because that is also one, is playing at Belcourt actually on September 28th. It was already planned as part of their Music City Monday series. So I hope to laugh and cry with some of y'all at the later showing that day.
And then don't forget also coming up this fall, Dolly's Songteller Hotel and the Life of Many Colors Museum are both opening this fall downtown. A little bird told us that we're probably just about a month away from that happening. And I will be curious to see if this changes their trajectory there at all. But think I'll be turning up there for a cocktail as soon as humanly possible once that opens.
I'm going to save and try to stay there for a night because...
Oh, you should.
I really want to go. And also just a little bird also told us that this museum that they've been curating, there's probably going to be things from her collection that have never been seen before. So it would be really exciting. A field trip.
Another team trip.
Team trip. I do want to mention that some good friends of mine, they started a petition. I'm sure you all remember that they're trying to change B&A to Dolly Parton International Airport. They've started that petition up again. They've already have 50,000 signatures. Who knows? Dolly herself, I don't think, wanted to be bothered with it.
It was in response, was it not, to someone suggesting that we name it Trump International Airport? And do I have this right, that Trump has ordered the flag to be lowered to half-mast to honor Dolly?
He did. He actually did.
Even he knows.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about crossing the aisle. She really nailed something so many
That's right.
have failed to do.
Yep.
All right. I want to close actually with one more response to our CityCast Nashville newsletter. This one comes from Jewel H., who wrote, "She was always herself. She did have children. We, her fans, are her children that she loved. She was so genuine to the end. Told us always what was what. Now she is with Carl, loved ones, and the Lord. I look forward to meeting her and hearing her sing in heaven. We will always love you." For context, Carl being her late husband who recently passed. And We Will Always Love You because Dolly wrote that. Yeah, I Will Always Love You is a Dolly hit. If again, as Marie said, if you've been living under a rock. Marie, as the token, the truest Dolly fan here, close us with some thoughts.
It's just such an honor to be able to speak to people about this person who has affected all of us. I just want everybody to remember her light, her magic, her kindness to all human beings.
I got to get my act together because I want to hear her sing in heaven too.
The God I believe in is letting us all in to see Dolly live. So
at that exclusive show.
That's right. I haven't cared about going to heaven, but now I'd like to go to heaven now.
Thank you, everybody, so much. Rachel, Marie, thank you for sharing your memories today. Thank you, everybody at home, for sending in your memories. Keep them coming. If you want to say something about Dolly's impact on your life, email us at nashville@citycast.fm, and we'll continue to share those responses that we get throughout this week and all the weeks to come, because she will always be with us.
And if you see somebody wearing Dolly Parton merch, give them a hug with consent.
That's all for today here on CityCast Nashville. And don't forget, you can support this show and get great perks by becoming a CityCast Nashville neighbor at membership.citycast.fm. If you enjoyed the show, why not tell your friends, rate the show, leave us a review, and subscribe to our CityCast Nashville newsletter. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Pa'lante.